Hello students, in this video I want to explain the images formed by convex mirror for different position of the objects. See here in this picture or in this diagram, this is the convex mirror. The light rays, parallel beam of light rays are incident on the convex mirror. Parallel beam of light rays means these light rays are coming from the infinite distance. So, the object is placed at infinite distance. The first case is when the object is placed at infinite distance, where the image formed by the convex mirror means I want to find the position of image. I want to find the position of image of the convex mirror when the object is placed at infinite. And also, what is the nature of image when the object is placed at infinite distance? What is the size of image when the object is placed at infinite distance? So in this case I want to explain. So position of image, nature of image and size of image when the object is placed at infinite distance. So it represents, parallel beam of light rays represents the object is at infinite distance. So from that object the light rays are coming like this. These are falls or incident on convex mirror. When it is incident on convex mirror on the reflecting surface, so automatically the light undergoes the reflection. If we have to consider this is the first ray of light incident on the mirror, this is the first reflection of light. This is the second incident ray on the mirror, this is the second reflected. If it is the third incident ray on the mirror, this is the third reflected. This is the fourth incident ray of incident on the mirror, this is the fourth reflected rays. These all reflected rays, after getting the reflection, the all reflected rays are extended. The first reflected ray extended like this. The second reflected ray extended like this. The third reflected ray extended like this. The fourth reflected ray extended like this. So, to form these all extended reflected rays are meet at a point. It is the focus of this convex mirror. This point is focus of the convex mirror. That means when the object is placed at infinite distance, the image is formed at focus. So focus means the position of image is formed at focus. Next, what is the nature of image? The image is formed on the principal axis. So that's why here the image is point size or highly diminished. Point size or highly diminished image. This is a highly diminished image. What is the nature in the sense the image is formed behind the mirror. That's why it cannot catch on the screen. So it is the virtual and corrected. Finally, when the object is placed at infinite distance, the image formed by the convex mirror is the image formed at focus. Second one is the nature of image is virtual and directed. Third one, the size of image is diminished or highly diminished or point size. Like this. After that, if the position of the object changes, if the position of object is placed in between infinite to pole of the mirror, from infinite to pole of the mirror, whatever the position in between infinite to pole of the mirror, so this is the case. If the object is placed between infinite to pole of the mirror, so according to laws of reflection or rules of reflection, see first one. The light ray which is parallel to principal axis incident on the mirror, after reflection it appears diverged from the focus. This is the focus, it appears diverged from the focus. So another light ray, we consider as fourth rule, when the light ray which is incident at the pole of the mirror, making some angle with the principal axis, after getting the reflection, the reflected ray making same angle with the principal axis but another side. So like this is the reflected ray. Now this is the reflected ray, this is also reflected ray. When these two reflected rays are extended, these two reflected rays are meet at this point. again to form the images. The image is also behind the mirror, so this image cannot catch on the screen. That's why this image is virtual erected, and the position of image is between F and P. Focus and pole. Focus and pole. Size of image is, this is the size of the object, this is size of image, means diminish. From these two cases we conclude that convex mirror always forms the virtual and erected images. Virtual and erected images. When the object is placed at infinite distance, the image is formed at focus. When the object is placed in between infinite to pole, the image is formed in between F and P, focus and pole. These are the images formed by the convex mirror. After that, so I want to explain uses of spherical mirrors. In the spherical mirrors, concave mirror as well as convex mirror. First, I want to explain the uses of concave mirror. Where the concave mirrors are used. First one, the concave mirror is used in vehicle headlights, because so the concave mirror is placed at the bulb is placed at the focus of the concave mirror. That's why the image is formed at infinite. Due to that one, in the vehicles, the light is focused at infinite distance. This is the application. And the concave mirrors are used in case of dentist and ENT specialist for see the large image of teeth and ear or nose parts inside the nose or ear parts. And this concave mirror is useful for solar furnace. These are the uses of concave mirror. Now we are going for uses of convex mirror. So the convex mirror is used for street lights. This convex mirror is used for mainly rear view mirror. Convex mirror used as rear view mirror. The convex mirror having more view, field view, more field view with compared to the concave and plane mirror. That's why the convex mirrors are used so as side mirrors of the vehicle. The driver in the vehicle, he want to see the vehicle which is coming back of that vehicle. So without any turning, he can see the vehicle which is coming back of him without any turn. That is useful for safe driving. So that's why that is the rear view mirrors and street lights. These are useful for the convex and concave, just like a spherical mirrors uses. After that, we are going to explanation or derivation for mirror formula. I want to explain the mirror formula. For that mirror formula, here see, I want to explain this diagram. So let us consider a concave mirror. So this is the concave mirror O. When the object is placed here, O is the object. From this object we consider one light ray. This light ray is incident on the mirror at point M. At point M. At point M. This is M is the point of incidence. After that, we have to draw the normal. Normal for the spherical mirrors is we join the 2 points, center of curvature and point of incidence. So these dotted lines represents normal to the concave mirror at point of incidence. After that, I want to draw the reflected ray. See here, Mi is the reflected. This is the reflected. Again, another light we are consider. This is the light rays which is coming along the center of curvature. The light ray which is passes through the center of curvature, it does not deviate, means it retraces along the same path. After incident on the mirror, it reflected along the same, retraces along the same path. So that's why this is the reflected ray, this is the reflected ray. Two actual reflected rays are meet at a point to form the image. That's why this position is I. The image of this object is formed at point I. So for our convenience, this is angle of incidence, because the angle made by the incident ray with the normal is angle of incidence. Similarly, this is angle of reflection. The angle made by the reflected ray with the normal is angle of reflection. According to laws of reflection, angle I means angle of incidence must be equal to angle of reflection. For our convenience, so the angle made by the incident ray with the principal axis is alpha. The angle made by the normal with the principal axis is beta. The angle made by the reflected ray with the principal axis is gamma. So, and I want to draw these normal. I want to draw the normal from point M on principal axis. When this normal is incident or intersect the principal axis, that point we call as N. So remember here, we assume some points. In spherical mirrors, all light rays are we consider as paraxial rays, not marginal rays. Paraxial rays means any light ray which is closest to the principal axis. So that's why it is also closest to the principal axis. When it is closest to the principal axis, alpha is very, very small. When the incident ray is closest to the principal axis, the point M is almost closest to the point P. When the point M is coincide, almost closest to the point P, the point N is coincide with P. Coincide with P. That means the aperture of the mirror is very, 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 very small. That's why N is almost coincide with point P. So M is closest to point P. N is coincide with P. M is closest to point P. So from this diagram, I want to explain this. See here, from the triangle OMN. This is one triangle OMN. So another one here OCMN. Before going to that, this is one triangle OMC. From triangle OMC. From this, I want to explain like this. OMC. So in triangle OMC, alpha and theta both are interior angle, beta is exterior angle. According to mathematical relations, so the sum of two opposite interior angles in a triangle is equal to exterior angle of that triangle. According to that relation, so I want to write here alpha plus theta equal to beta. From this, so theta equal to beta minus alpha. This is equation number 1. Beta minus alpha. After that, from this triangle, what is the triangle? From triangle OMI. OMI. In this triangle here, so this total is interior angle. This is also interior angle. Means these two are opposite interior angles. Means alpha and 2 theta. So theta plus beta 2 theta. This is here interior angle. Alpha is also interior angle. Not there here. This line not there. If it is abscess like this, this is a triangle OMI. Like this, interior angles are alpha and 2 theta. So the sum of two interior angle of a triangle is equal to exterior angle of this triangle. In two interior angles are, one is the alpha and one is 2 theta. Exterior angle is gamma. According to the relations, I want to write alpha plus 2 theta equal to gamma. From the equation 1, Theta value already know. Beta minus alpha. This theta value substitute here in equation number 2. In equation number 2. The value of theta is substituted in equation number 2. Alpha plus 2 into theta is replaced by beta minus alpha equal to gamma. So that implies alpha plus 2 beta minus 2 alpha equal to gamma. Minus 2 alpha plus alpha minus alpha. That implies 2 beta minus alpha equal to gamma. Therefore, 2 beta equal to alpha plus gamma. This is equation number 3. This is equation number 2. This is equation number 1. Like this. This is equation number 3. Next. So from the triangle OMN. So OMN is a right angle triangle. From these, tan alpha equal to opposite by adjacent. So from triangle OMN. So from this triangle here, opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side means, so tan alpha equal to, so MN divided by ON. Already we consider this is the alpha. Alpha is very small because it is a paraxylate. When the alpha is very small, tan alpha nearly equal to alpha. That implies alpha equal to, so n is almost coincide with p. So n is replaced by p. Np divided by O. N is coincide with p. That's why OP. This is equation number 4. Similarly, from the triangle, from this triangle, CMN is a right angle triangle again. CMN. So from this CMN, from this triangle CMN, that implies here tan beta equal to opposite by adjacent. Opposite again, tan beta equal to Mn divided by Cn. Here beta is very small. It is closest to principal axis, paraxylate rays. Beta is very small. Beta very small. Tan beta is nearly equal to beta. That implies beta equal to Mp divided by Cn. N is coincident with P. So that's why it is also Cp. So from triangle IMN is a right angle triangle again. So from triangle IMN, so this angle is gamma. Tan gamma equal to again Mn divided by In. Gamma is very small. Tan gamma here equal to gamma. That implies gamma equal to N is coincident with P. Mp divided by Ip. So this is equation number 5. This is equation number 6. The equations 4, 5 and 6. These three equations are substitute in equation number 3 from equations 3, 4, 5 and 6. That implies 2 into beta value already know here. MP divided by CP equal to alpha value MP divided by OP plus gamma value MP divided by IP. See here, that implies for our convenience 2 into here MP, these two terms also MP is common, so MP get cancelled. 2 into 1 by for our convenience PC equal to 1 by PO plus 1 by PI. So PC means the distance from pole to center of curvature. Pole to center of curvature, the distance from pole to center of curvature is nothing but radius of curvature. That implies, so 2 divided by R equal to 1 by PO from pole to object. The distance from pole to object is nothing but object distance. It is denoted by U plus 1 by PI. The distance from pole to image is nothing but image distance. It is denoted by V. From here 2 by R equal to 1 by U plus 1 by V. Now I want to apply the sign convention. In this one, the sign convention, radius of curvature we have measured from pole to center of curvature like this, but incident ray is like this, incidented towards the rightward direction, so measuring distance is towards left, both are in opposite direction. That's why the radius of curvature is negative. Similarly, now object distance, so we have measured object distance means from pole to object. We are measuring from pole to object means so towards left, but incident ray is towards right, so both are in opposite direction. That's why U is also negative. I want to measure the image distance now. Image distance means from pole to image. We have measured the distance from pole to image is towards left, but incident ray is towards right, both are in opposite direction. Then the image distance is also negative. So from this one we have to write like this. From this, minus 2 by R equal to minus of 1 by V plus 1 by U. Here minus get cancelled. So 2 by R equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. So already we know here, we know orbit R by 2 equal to F. R by 2 equal to F, but 2 by R equal to 1 by F. 1 by F equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. So this is we have to call as mirror formula. 1 by F equal to 1 by V plus 1 by U. This is the mirror formula. When we are using this mirror formula, compulsory we have to apply the sign convention. Sign convention. This is the mirror formula. After that, magnification. What is meant by magnification? The magnification is defined as the ratio of height of the image to height of the object. Height of the image to height of the object. That means magnification denoted by small m equal to height of the image h suffix I divided by height of the object. The ratio of height of the image to height of the object is called magnification of the mirror, spherical mirrors. So from this one, when the object is placed here, so if it is, this is the center of curvature, so this is the focus. Object is placed beyond center of curvature. The image is formed between center of curvature and focus. So when the light ray which is incident at the pole, after getting the reflection like this, when the light ray which is passes through the focus after getting the reflection parallel to principal axis. This is the reflected ray, this is also reflected ray. These two reflected rays are meet at a point. So to form the image like this, this is the image. From this diagram, the triangle OPO dash, triangle OPO dash, OPO dash, and from the triangle IPI dash, IPI dash, both are similar triangles. Both are similar triangles. According to similar triangle properties, I have to write like this. So this is O dash divided by I dash. According to similar triangle properties, is must be equal to PO divided by PI. O dash represents size of object or height of object. I dash represents I dash size of image or height of the image. So that's why height of the object by height of the image equal to PO by PI. PO means the distance from pole to object. PI means the distance from pole to image. But I want to magnification HI by H naught I want. From this one we have to write like this. Height of the image by height of the object equal to, so the distance from pole to image to pole to object. The distance from pole to image is called image distance. Pole to image is called image distance. So that's why here pole to image distance be divided by the distance from pole to object is object U. Like this. So that's why here HI divided by H naught equal to V divided by U. Now we have to apply the sign convention. See, I want to HI represents height of the image. Height of the image is we are measured. This is the height of the image below the principal axis. When the distances which are measured below the principal axis, these distances we treated as negative. So that's why HI is negative. This is a negative. H naught represents the height of the object. Height of the object means like this, we are measured like this, above the principal axis. The distances which are measured above the principal axis, such distances we treat it as positive, means H naught is positive. After that, so V means image distance, the distance measured from pole to image. Pole to image, the distance is measured towards left, but incidentally is towards right. Both are in opposite direction. That's why it is also negative. After that, object distance. Object distance means from pole to object. It is measured towards left, but incidentally is towards right. Both are in opposite direction. That's why it is also negative. So negative is nothing but V by U. Therefore, finally, minus height of the image by height of the object equal to V by U. But height of the image by height of the object, equal to minus V by U. Height of the image by height of the object is nothing but magnification. Magnification equal to height of the image by height of the object equal to minus V by U. This is the formula for magnification of spherical mirrors. Thank you.